Hi you guys, thank you for stopping in. As most of you know, today I got a package from Too Faced and they sent me the Tutti Frutti. I got two of the new products from the line. They sent me the Pineapple Paradise, which is the bronzer and highlighter, and they also sent me Tutti Frutti Juicy Fruits Comfort Lip Glaze, and that is in Dreamsicle. So I'm going to be using both of those, but I decided that I would go ahead and use all of Too Faced products, at least most that I could. I did go ahead and do my brows before I came on. It came in this adorable little bag, and I will give you more information about the release dates. It is a full line, all the way from foundation, there's a setting spray, there's all kinds of stuff, 2 different palettes, so I'll get into all of that. But I'm going to jump right in, and I'm going to start by priming my eyes, and I'm going to be using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance to prime my eyes. So I'm going to put a little bit on my finger, and I hope that you guys see. And a little bit of this goes a really long way. It's not nearly as thick as the MAC paint pots. It's a much thinner consistency, but it definitely helps to keep your shadows on longer and to prevent them from creasing. So I'm going to quickly put that on both eyes, and then I want to make sure that I set that immediately, because it doesn't matter if I'm using a paint pot or even if I'm just using my concealer. I have to set it immediately or I'm going to get creases, because my eyelids are so oily and because they're so hooded. It's kind of like a double bang for me. So those are steps that I can't skip. I have to have some kind of an eye primer, and I need to set it immediately. So as you can see, it's not nearly as heavy as the MAC paint pot that I typically use. I'm going to go ahead and grab a big fluffy brush, and I am going to set this with, I'm going to go in first with the Peach palette. And I'm going to be using the shade Peaches and Cream, which is right here at the bottom. And I'm just going to use that to set my entire lid. Do the other eye the same way. And not only does setting your eye help to keep everything in place and help it to last longer and keep it from creasing, but it also helps with the blending. When we're going in to do our shadows next, it's going to make the blending so much easier, because it's not going to be skipping from any of the wet product that's still left on your eye. So I make sure that I set mine very, very well. And I just want to say thank you to Too Faced for sending this to me. I was very surprised when I got it in the mail today. It was a very nice surprise, and I definitely appreciated that. Thank you so much. So I'm going to grab my Wayne Goss number 18. This, and as you guys know, because of my hooded eyes, I love his brushes. They do a phenomenal job, but I almost forgot. First things first is to highlight under my brow so that I don't get that super duper stark highlight. It'll blend out some. So I'm just going to use the same from the Sweet Peach palette. I'm going to use White Peach, and I'm just going to go right up underneath my brow bone and then down just a little bit. And this does not have to be perfect, because I'm going to go back in and fix it afterwards, but this just gives me a nice shape that I know where to work from with my shadows. So just a little bit, and then we'll go in and touch it up. Now, excuse me, I'm going to do a very easy blown out peachy look today. So I'm going to grab that Wayne Goss brush, number 18 like I said, and I'm going to be staying with the Sweet Peach palette for now, and I'm going to go into, I think it's what, caramelized, is that right? Nope, Candied Peach, sorry. I'm going to go in with Candied Peach, which is right there. And I'm going to use that for my transition color. Now, that is a much darker shade than I would typically use for a transition color, but because I'm really going to be doing a wash, so from my lid up, I'm just going to be doing like a wash of color. There's no real reason for me to start with a lighter color, because I'm not trying to do that deep depth or a smoky eye kind of thing. I'm just trying to do more of a blown out look. So, still going to tap that off, as always. And then I'm going to start on my lid, which is very unusual for me. And then just bring it up. This is going to be like the easiest look for eyes ever. And it doesn't matter if you do or don't have hooded eyes, it is great for hooded eyes. This is like a fantastic look. And of course you can use any colors, doesn't matter what color you use. I'm going to go back in, put some more, and I'm just going to build this color up several times. And as you can see, I'm doing both windshield wiper motions and also circles. So I get toward the outside and toward the top, because like I said, we're blowing this out. So we want to take it from the lid all the way up to where we created that highlight. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit on the other side just to start to even this up, and then I'll go back and I'll be putting more. And we will grab one other color to deepen it up a little bit, but this is going to be like a 3 shadow look. Very easy. And I'm still using the Candied Peach. I'm still using the Candied Peach color. And I'm still going to hold my brush down toward the bottom because that's definitely going to help me as far as pressure goes to blow this out even more. So this collection is going to be exclusive to Ulta. It will go on sale online for Too Faced on, let me check that real fast. I know I wrote that down. It'll be available August 15th at Too Faced and Ulta Beauty online, and then in stores August 26th in the US. It'll be in the UK on August 26th, and then Australia and Germany January 2019. So again, this will be exclusive to Ulta Beauty, with the exception of course, it being on Too Faced website. Now, to prime my skin before I came on, I did use the Too Faced Hangover Primer. I love this stuff, it's almost gone. I use this most days when I'm not doing much of a makeup look. That is what I tend to go toward, especially if I'm not really going to be worried about keeping the oils and stuff like that at bay. It is very hydrating, it feels super good on your skin, and it does work as a great primer. I don't think that it necessarily keeps your makeup on longer, but that's not what I use it for anyway. I like the hydration that it gives me without being oily, because it's not an oil-based moisturizer. It is a water-based moisturizer, and it smells so good too. All of these products smell really good. That is no exception with the new line. The bronzer, when I took it out and I smelled that, it definitely smells like a pineapple. And all of the different shadows, everything has a smell. The lip glosses, everything all smells like whatever it is. Even the blushes. There's one called Cherry Bomb that smells like cherries. So I'm just going to set my number 18 to the side, and I'm going to grab a flat shader brush, and this is just my Vasanti. And like I said, it's just a flat shader brush. And I'm going to get my Morphe Prep and Set. I'm just going to give it a little squirt on both sides there. And I'm going to go into, isn't it just Peachy, which is again still in the peach palette, and it is right, sorry, it's going to blind you, right here. So keeping with that peachy theme that I've got going from here up. And this is like a holographic, well, I would say more of a duochrome type color. So when you put it on, it has, it definitely has peach in it, but it has some gold shift to it as well. And, you know, with my hooded eyes, I typically will take it up pretty high. I'm not going to do that today, just because the wash of color really handles it. I don't need to really create that false crease, because I'm not doing that. It's just all one color, and it's just all going up, so I don't need to have that definition that I would normally do when I'm creating a look for my hooded eyes or any of my clients that have hooded eyes. So I'm just going to put this down on the other eye. And they are quite buildable. That is something that I find across the board with Too Faced. Now, the new eyeshadows, they said that they have an entirely new formula. So, I'm excited to try that. I don't find their formulas bad anyway. I'm not a huge fan of their Christmas releases, but honestly, that would go with almost any brand. They don't seem to be the same quality of their palettes. Now, everything from the Peach line, I enjoy. I actually have the Peach Loose Powder, but I keep that in my freelance kit, not my personal use. So that's why I'm not going to be using that today, but I do have it because it works great for brides. I'm just going to give this another little spritz, and again, I'm using the Morphe Prep and Set to do that. And I'm just going to pack that on a little bit more. And now this time we're going to go more to the inside and the middle. Just like that. Okay. I'm never going to be able to figure out where I'm supposed to be looking. I think I'm supposed to be looking over there, but I get it wrong every single time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my Wayne Goss brush, and this time I'm going to go back into that caramelized, or I'm sorry, candied peach, and I'm going to mix it with Love is Love, which is a much pinker color, right here, and that's from the Clover palette. And I'm just going to dip it in there slightly, and then right back into candied peach. I'm going to definitely tap off all the excess, and then I'm just going to go right above this, and deepen that up some. And then out to the side. Same thing with the other eye. And as I always say, you want to make sure that you put your brush down where you want the most pigment, and I typically tend to do that to the outside always, because it's so much easier to clean that up. If I go a little ham on it, it's easier for me to take some of that away than if I start right in the middle and do that. Okay, so there we go. That is our that is the top of our eye look. I'm going to set my brushes to the side. Oh, and I forgot to say that, of course, every morning, every night, I use my Lilash on my lashes to help them grow. I just started using my Librow. I've taken pictures, and we will see how that goes soon. So next, I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my makeup wipes, and I really like the Neutrogena or the Garnier. Today, I'm using the Garnier because that's what I had out. And I'm just going to go right underneath my eye and clean up any fallout, which is not going to be much because these shadows do not have, I mean, they have almost no fallout whatsoever. So that also is a really nice thing. Now I'm going to go back into, it's called Puppy Eyes. I didn't touch it yet, not back into, but it's called Puppy Eyes. And it is this very, very white color at the top. And I'm just going to bring that right here at the very outside to lift those brows a little bit, but not taking that in very far at all, just like that. Alright, so I already have my primer on, everything's already set. I did also use the Tatcha Silk Canvas before I came on camera. So I'm going to just go ahead and go right in with my foundation, and today I'm going to be using the Peach Perfect foundation. Come on, focus. There we go. Too Faced Peach Perfect, and this is oil-free. It says 14-hour wear. I don't know that I've ever even tried to wear it that long. It definitely is oil controlling. I believe that 100%. And it says photo-friendly, and it doesn't have any SPF in it, so you don't get that flashback. So I would agree with that statement as well. It's a comfort matte, and again, I agree with that statement. So I'm just going to give that a shake. If you've never tried the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, that is one of my all-time, ever, across the board, all-time favorite foundations. It has great coverage, buildable coverage, and it is just a beautiful foundation. Alright, so I'm going to put a little bit of this down. Excuse me again, a little bit of this goes a very long way, so you don't need much. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on there. I'm going to grab my damp beauty blender. And do I have my measuring out? Yes, I do. So I'm going to make sure I pull my hair back. And I'm just going to start bouncing that on. And I'm not going to go for a super full coverage, so you're not going to really see me build this up much. In the summertime, I really prefer more of a medium, probably more of a light to medium coverage, unless we're going out in the evening, and then I might do more of a full coverage. But in the summer here in Florida, there's just no reason for it. I don't hate my freckles, I don't hate my complexion, I don't have a lot that I need to really cover up. So in the summertime, I tend to go a whole lot less on my foundation than I do in the winter. And I'm going to make sure I bring it down my neck so that I match. And it doesn't matter what your skin color is, okay, this underneath is always going to be lighter than the rest of your face because the sun doesn't hit there. There's that natural block that's going to create that shadow that keeps the sun from hitting there. So you always want to make sure that you grab that part, and then when you have your hair up like I do, you want to make sure that you go behind your ears and down as well. And I find that this blends in very, very easily to the skin. Grab my mirror so I can make sure. It's hard to do this just looking into the viewfinder there. Actually, one of my favorite blushes is by the Sweet Peach also. But I do have that in my kit because I have a freelance job on the 17th where I am actually doing some photography makeup. So there'll be a couple of changes for her, for the model that I'll be doing. It's a couple different time periods. So I grabbed that to put it in there because that's a blush that I know will last a really long time. Okay, we are all blended in, and I'm just going to come up closer, and just so you can see how well that blends in. And then I'm going to grab my Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer, and I have two of them, one in vanilla and one in maple. And I use these for my highlight and my contour. So I'm just going to take it, and again, I'm not going to go super ham like I typically would. This is not easy to look into this. So to the center of my face. But I'm not putting any extra on, I'm just moving it around so it'll make the blending easier. And then down in that triangle shape. Okay, I'm gonna grab my beauty blender again. And this does set fairly fast, so you want to get a move on. You don't have a whole lot of playtime. I mean, it's not like some of the stage makeup where, you know, that I use where you put it on and it's already setting as soon as you put it there. It's not like that. You do have time to work with it, but you don't have a whole lot of time. So you really want to get moving once you've got that on your face. And if you tend to crease underneath your eyes like I do, you definitely want to get moving. I see a lot of people that use their beauty blenders dry, and the reason they do that, they say, is it soaks up too much of the product, and it does soak up product, there's no doubt about it, but that's kind of the beauty of the Beauty Blender itself, is that you're not going to get cake face because it automatically sucks up some of that extra foundation or concealer, whatever it is, so that you don't get that real cakey look. And then when I was putting my foundation on, I should have mentioned it then, but I don't put foundation right underneath my eyes. I'm 42 years old. I'll be 43 at the end of the month. And with every extra layer, you can definitely see my age. So I don't have the hereditary dark circles. Every now and then I'll get some puffiness. I might get a, if I'm really, really tired, it'll show in my eyes, but I don't have the hereditary darkness under my eyes. So I don't need that extra coverage there. And I find that the coverage of this is so good. Like, I love how that evens out that foundation so well. And I'm just going to take some, I need to get this back. I'm going to take some, I really cannot do this by looking in there, so I'm going to have to do this. And I'm going to take it right to the bottom of my earlobe and bring it in. Put it to the side, and then quickly blend that out as well. And this would definitely be considered cream contouring. I just find it so much easier, especially with that sculpting. Look at how fast that blends out. I just think it is great. And I was die-hard Shape Tape since it came out, and I honestly didn't think anything would ever compare, but I really do enjoy these products a lot. Get it around my nose. Okay, and then I'm going to take the maple, and I'm going to do my contouring. So when you contour, you want to start right here at the tip of your ear, and then you want to bring it down to about the edge of your eye. If you bring it in further, it's going to give you the appearance of having like a mustache or a beard, and that's not, unless that's the look that you're going for, I would avoid it. So try to get my hair out of the way. So right at the tip of my ear, just about right there. And then right along my jawline, and I'm barely touching my skin with this. I definitely am not going to be dipping back in. You don't need to do that. It is very high coverage. And then a little under your lip will give the appearance of lip injections, even when you don't have them. And I'm going to blend that out. It's so hard to talk when I'm doing that. But as always, when you're doing your neck, you want to blend it down. So from your jawline to your neck, you want to blend down. And then on your cheeks, when you're doing the contour here, you actually want to blend up. If you blend down, it defeats the purpose of creating that shadow, which is ultimately what you're trying to do with contour anyway. And then whatever's left, I'm just going to take it around and bronze the rest of my skin up with that. And just try and blend all that together. Okay, let me grab a foundation brush real fast. I am going to use the Sigma Flat Kabuki, and what number is that? I don't know. The Sigma Flat Kabuki, excuse me. I'm just going to spray a little bit of my prep and set on that, and just take it down my jawline to blend that out more. And then around my face, as always doing dabbing motions, not like that, because then you move your makeup around. So I'm just dabbing. And the reason I switched to this was because I just want to really get into those little crevices there and make sure that I don't have any lines right before I get ready to put the powder on, which is right now. So I just want to check. Very happy with that. And I need to grab my powder. Where is it? I am using the Veil by Hourglass, and it is the translucent setting powder by Hourglass. And it's really nice. All you have to do is take it over and flip it. And then when you unscrew it, there'll be more than enough in the lid to use. Now, with my damp Beauty Blender, I'm going to pick some of that up, and I'm going to go right underneath my eyes where I know I'm going to crease. And this stuff really does meld into your skin. So if you have more mature skin, this is an excellent powder. The peach powder is also very good for mature skin, but like I said, it's in my kit, and I don't want to unpack that knowing that I have to be ready for that freelance job. So, and this was completely unexpected. I had no idea that this was coming. I didn't get an email or anything to tell me that it was coming, so it was completely unexpected. which was such a nice surprise. Alright, I'm gonna grab my mirror real fast and just make sure that I really got underneath my eyes there. And this time I'm gonna leave it there, and not necessarily because I'm baking, because I don't typically bake very often. On brides here in Florida, I definitely will bake them, but I don't really bake myself because of my age. I don't want to increase the look of any of my wrinkles. But the reason I'm doing that is because now I'm going to do my under eyes real fast. My under eye makeup real fast. So I'm going to go back into the peach palette for, actually no, not, scratch that. I'm going to go back into Clover first, and I'm going to take my flat, and this is the Morphe, I think it's M432, and it's just my flat definer brush. And I am actually going to go into Daddy's Love Me, which is right here. It's a really pretty mulberry color, and I'm going to mix that with Love is Love. Top that off, and I'm just going to press that right up into the lash line. And I'm going to bring it all the way in, whereas typically I would stop. I'm going to actually bring that all the way in. So again, into both of those. Oops. And then very, very close to my lash line. And then I'm just going to drag it up on both sides. And then I'm just going to take the, again, Daddy Loves Me, and I'm going to use that very close to my top lash line, and I'm going to use that as my liner. So that's why we brought it up here on the side, just so that it would mesh up by using that as our eyeliner. It's a gorgeous color. I know a lot of people didn't necessarily care for this palette because of the packaging, but for me, I do. I love packaging. I love good packaging. It'll sell me every time. Like when I saw the packaging on these new products, I fell in love with it. I'm just going to touch back up with that, no, just peachy on the inner corners here, just to make sure that I keep that nice and light. And I'm bringing it like into the inner corner as well, all the way into the inner corner. And then I'm going to take my small brush here just to do the blending out underneath. And for that, I'm going to do a little, Candied Peach, which was the first color we used on top. And I'm just going to take it right underneath that and blow it out just like I did at the top. And I've said this before, but it is definitely worth repeating. A lot of people are afraid, especially women that have more mature skin, they are afraid to bring this down far at all because they think it'll emphasize wrinkles under their eyes, and it actually does the exact opposite. So don't be afraid to bring that down. And what I was saying about the packaging is that a lot of people didn't care for the packaging of this one. Man, the shadows in this palette are really, really good. Super pigmented. I love them. It's great. Okay, I am just going to grab my big fluffy brush from It Cosmetics, and I'm just going to move around that extra powder that I had under my eyes. And I'm just going to bring that all over and down my chin. Okay, now I'm going to grab the Tutti Frutti, and this is the Pineapple Paradise. Such cute packaging. Oh my gosh, wait till you see this. It's adorable. Look at how cute this is. The pineapples on it. It says Too Faced right there at the top. Isn't that absolutely adorable? And then it opens from the side, and the mirror, I can't really show you. Well, there we go. You can see there's a little pineapple with his little sunglasses on, and then there are the colors. So I'm going to grab a smaller, here we go, my small contour. I'm just going to take a little bit on there, and I'm just going to barely drag it. Wow, that's pigmented. You don't need much, guys. That is very pigmented. Nice. Wow, that's really pretty. This is the first time I'm trying it. I didn't even swatch it before. Okay, I'll bring that a little bit up. Okay, and then I'm going to actually grab my bigger brush, my Marc Jacobs brush that broke, and I'm going to dip into that bronzer side. I'm going to tap a little bit off. And just bronze up my face a little bit here. That's a pretty color. And it has a very pretty sheen to it. It's more of a satin. That's a satin finish. That is really pretty. Okay, that's gorgeous. And now with the same one, there's a highlight in here as well. So I'm gonna grab my Anastasia Beverly Hills, my A23. I'm gonna tap something on there. Oh, I'm nervous, I don't know how this is. This thing's gonna be pretty pigmented too. Oh yeah. Alright, so I'm just gonna, wow, that's very pigmented. And I like to bring mine right above my eyebrow. That is so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side. That's gorgeous. And it's not going on chalky at all. If you can see, it's almost like creamy consistency. A little bit on my nose and then the tip. Wow. That is... Okay, I don't typically go ham on the highlighting, but this is not emphasizing any of my fine lines or wrinkles, and that color is beautiful. It is so unique. I really expected this to be a gold, but it has like a pink shift to it, which is really pulling from my eyes, and I mean, like bringing the color and not taking away from it. I love it. So I have actually changed my mind now. I'm gonna grab my smaller brush that I used for my inner highlight. I'm gonna quickly just go back up here and do a little once over to blend all this out again, because I'm gonna change that highlight at the top. So this one, and I'm also going to bring it into my inner corners. So I'm gonna grab that. Oh my goodness, that is pretty. That is so pretty. Oh my goodness, I love it. All right, let's put that on the inner corner and see what we get. That's pretty. Okay, so I can definitely say the bronzer and the highlighter, very, very good. I love the color. I love the way that it applies. I love how it's sitting on my skin. Like, it's not just like on the top. It looks like it is, it looks dewy to me, and that is so pretty. I'm gonna have to be careful, crazy here. That is just so pretty. I'm gonna bring that even a little bit more in on my eye and really highlight this inner corner, because I just love the color so much. Wow, that's pretty. Yeah, I really like that a lot. That's very pretty. All right. Just take this right in this outside corner. I just want to blend that a little bit more. I'm going to blow that out even more at the bottom. It really makes my eyes look so, so green, which I always love. So this, A+, love it. Packaging, the formula, fantastic. And obviously I don't know the wear time. I will update you guys on Twitter as far as the wear time goes. I'm probably not going to wear this for more than maybe, well, it's 8 now. I'll probably be editing for about the rest of my life because I'm so good at it. So I'll probably keep this on at least another 4 or 5 hours, and I'll update you guys about that. But the bronzer and the highlight in that duo, and let me tell you again, it was Pineapple Sun, and it's the Pineapple Paradise Strobing Bronzer and Pineapple Sun. This is good stuff. Very, very good. Both of them, love it. All right. So now we are highlighted. I'm just going to take my Too Faced blush brush, and I just want to push all that in, because I did go pretty heavy on the highlight, but I don't want to like blend it off. I like it a lot. Now for blush, I am going to go with, let's see, let's try MAC in Plum Foolery, and I'm going to take my It Cosmetics blush brush, and I'm just going to dip in there barely and tap that off and put a little bit on my cheeks. That's pretty. There we go, just a little bit. And I feel like I just brushed away some of that highlight, so I'm going to go right back on top of that. And brighten that right back up. All right, for my lip liner today, I'm going to be using the Marc Jacobs liner, and it is in, oh man, I always have the worst time with this, Primrose. Grab my eyelash mirror that they gave us when we were there. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, before I came on, I also used my Too Faced lip insurance, the original one. I put that on and left it on. I just wiped it off. When you saw me going like that, that's what I was wiping off. And it helps to like hydrate it and keep it from feathering out when you put it on, when you put your lipstick or your lip gloss on. And I will put the prices of all the products up on the screen when I'm doing my editing. Here, just a little bit. I think that I want to add a little bit of glitter to my eyes, so I'm going to take the Too Faced Glitter Pop. This stuff is so cute. And this is in Glitter Ghost. And I'm just going to line right on the outside here. Right at my lash line. Yeah. So just a hint. But I really don't want to take away from that highlighter. The highlighter is still on the show. Very pretty. And put a little bit underneath as well, just so we're all matchy-matchy. And extra. Yeah, just a tiny little bit. Alright. My lid back on my powder. If I don't, that is the one thing. I will spill this every single time. I am the absolute most. I'm so clumsy. So clumsy. Okay, so I'm gonna put that down to the side. So far, I've used my peach palette. I've used the clover palette. I used that amazing Tutti Frutti, the Pineapple Paradise, and it was in the shade, what did I say? Pineapple Sun, and that was for the bronzer and the highlighter, and I love it. Okay, now I'm going to grab the new. Actually, let me just real quick. I'm going to curl my lashes. And at this point, you could totally put on falsies if you want. I'm pretty hard pressed to wear false lashes anymore just because of the eyelash. I like the length and the I like that length and the volume that I get, and it curls them too, which is just awesome. And then I'm going to grab my, where's it at? Better Than Sex mascara. So I'm going to use the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I like this one. I'm not a big fan of the waterproof one. It is just so hard to get off. And I think this must have been my Nikki tutorial one because it is purple. You know what? Whatever. Let's just go with it. Let's see what we get. Talk about extra. I just took that to a different level. I did not think I was going to be wearing purple mascara. But it goes well with the peach. And sometimes in makeup, actually more often than not, when you find yourself making like a little mistake like that, like thinking that you've grabbed your black and instead it was purple, or a different eyeshadow, or maybe a different lip color, that ends up being what makes the look. I like that a lot. My eyes look really, really green, so I definitely like that. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit before I put a second coat on, and definitely before I go and do the bottom. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab the lip, here it is, the Tutti Frutti Juicy Fruits Comfort Lip Glaze in Dreamsicle. Packaging is so stinking adorable. I mean, look at how cute this is. So cute. Okay, so it says it's highly pigmented and that I should be able to get an opaque coverage with just one dip. So let's see if we do. Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh, that tastes so good. Okay, that's awesome. I love it. Alright, I am just going to finish up by putting a little bit of my 3D brow tones in the number 2 on my eyebrows to set them. And when you use these brow tones like this, they put like a little highlight in your eyebrows, and so when you're out in the sun, it catches it, and it makes them look much more natural. It's a neat little product. And I always wait until the very end to do this because I've been using so much powder that it gets into my eyebrows. And my eyebrows are already so light, I have to dye them because they're already so light. But when I have the powder on it, it looks ridiculous. So I always save that for the very, very end. Okay. Make sure I don't have any on my teeth. Let's see. No, I don't. That's really pretty. Alright. I'm going to spray a little bit of the, I say a little bit, you know, a lot. And then I'm going to grab my fan, dry that off real fast. Okay, now I'm going to take my Dior, the Dior Show Iconic, and it is definitely black, and I'm just going to put that on my lower lashes. Okay, the other side. One thing I've noticed about using my eyelash at night is that my bottom lashes get so daggone long because when you fall asleep it automatically like transfers down, and I've had to trim them because they get so long that they're touching my skin, that drives me bonkers because then my mascara is always getting on my under eye, and I can't. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves of makeup. I can't stand to see mascara running underneath the eyes. That's like right up there with the line of demarcation on the neck. Those are just two things I cannot stand. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry before I try and wipe that off. And while it is, I'm going to grab the Better Than Sex one more time. I'm really glad that I ended up grabbing the purple. I think it looks pretty. And I'm gonna put one more coat. I mean, look at my eyelashes. And I have no lashes whatsoever. That is all from Lilash and this mascara that I'm using. I cannot believe I've been going 50 minutes. How am I going to trim this thing down? Ugh. Okay. Alright, now I just want to clean up where I got that little bit of mascara on my waterline, because like I said, I didn't put any eyeliner on today. We went without the eyeliner. Okay, so that is the final look. Let me see if I can get it out of that right there. There we go. That's better. I'll take some of that. Okay, let me bring you up close. Let's see, where's it at? Right there. So just that little tiny bit of glitter adds like just a little bit to it. And I really am digging the purple mascara. I think that mistake ended up being a little bit of magic. I like it. It matches my little pink flamingo shirt and the necklace that Miss Carmen gave to me. It's so pretty. I love it. She knows it is my good luck charm, so I definitely put that on for today. Alright, so that is the final look, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. Like I said, when I go through and I edit this, I will definitely list prices and more information about the actual products themselves. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that I'm able to somehow trim this down to about half the length and that you don't have to actually stay here for 55 minutes and watch me. But thank you so much for your patience. I hope that you hung in there. Let me know what you are most interested in picking up in this. Like I said, they have an incredible range. I think they have 19 foundations even. So they have a really big range. Let me know what you're most interested in picking up. And let me know about the Born This Way concealer, what you guys think about it in comparison to the Shape Tape. So leave me a little note down in the comments. Again, thank you so much for watching, and remember, there are no such thing as disabilities, only different abilities. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching. Again, thank you, Too Faced, for sending me this. I greatly appreciate it.